Hey, money makers, welcome back to Over Here, We Craft for Money. I'm DJ, and today's work along is a little bit different. Usually, when I do a work along, I walk you through what I'm making and what I'm working on. But because I have a small business, you guys know that it's called Finer Deals, and I'm very niched into my small business. So I tend to make the same products over and over again. So while I'm working, I want to share with you my message around the dangers and pitfalls of copyright infringement. It is something that a small at home DIY crafter who's looking to turn that side hustle craft into real money can fall into. It's a pitfall that I fell into, but I've been so very blessed that it did not have the negative impact on me. But I've been in a couple of craft groups and I've heard some horror stories around it. And sometimes people don't even realize that they are copyright infringing on something. When you are a small business, it can cripple, if not completely destroy your small business. So in today's video, while I'm working, we're going to talk about it so that that doesn't happen to you.
All right, y'all. So let's jump into the reasons copyright infringement can kill your craft and business if you do it. Number one, first and foremost, is the lawsuits that come from that are real. And I'm talking about you getting sued, right? Companies like Disney, when you use the Disney characters, companies like the NFL, when you put your favorite team logo on a tumbler, big brands like Nike, when you take the swoosh and you put it on a t shirt for yourself without their permission, that is considered copyright infringement. And those companies have big legal departments that all they do is wake up every day ready to protect the intellectual property of these companies. Even if you made it for you and your good girlfriends for the cruise and everybody loved it, and then you said, man, this was so popular on the cruise, I should put this design on my Etsy page, and it blows up, they can send you a cease and desist. And if you don't take it all down, they can actually serve you with papers and sue you. Think I'm being dramatic? Think I'm making it up? Do a search on YouTube just to see how many crafters have lost their business and been sent cease and desist for advertising intellectual property on Etsy. Listen, I fundamentally believe that if it can happen to them, it can certainly happen to us. And I don't know about you, but I depend on my small business revenue way too much for me to risk it just to put Mickey Mouse on a tumbler or a t shirt and put that inside of my Etsy store. So, what's the alternative here? Instead, I would advise us to check out licensed marketplaces. Keyword licensed. Platforms like Creative Fabrica, Design Bundles, and even Etsy, but Etsy for commercial use SVGs would, but make sure that it is licensed. And better yet would be to create your own selling originals. Nothing is more powerful than your own, and the least thing you got to worry about then is being sued by someone. But we'll get to that part. Big piece here, big alternative here. Look for licensed platforms that allow you to pay to have commercial rights for images that you download. All right. So another copyright infringement pitfall you might fall into is Google. Google is not your free clip art fairy godmother. So picture it. You searching for that cute unicorn PNG on Google. You find the one that you like, you slap it on a tumbler, throw you some little bedazzled rhinestones on it. So what's the problem with that? Right? Why not? It's just a unicorn image on Google. Well, the problem with that is it actually belongs to someone else. That cute little unicorn that you found belongs to another crafter, maybe an artist, a photographer, or possibly a brand. And Google didn't, nor can it give you the right to use the image that you found. And I promise you, if you get sent a cease and desist or you get named as the defendant in a lawsuit, Google's legal team is going to tell you They are not responsible for the choice that you made. So, what's the alternative to this one? You gotta make sure that you're tapping into royalty free sites to find your images. Now, there are some sites that you can go to and find, and you don't have to pay a fee like you do on Canva or Creative Fabrica or Design Bundles, right? You can find some free royalty sites. Now, I did do research on YouTube to try to see what some of the big designers were using, and some that they recommend, though I've never personally used them, are a couple sites called Pixels, Pixabay, and Unsplash. And I'm going to put that on the screen here in case you want to go investigate that. Now, I personally pay for my platform on Creative Fabrica. You guys know that. I talk about that in my previous videos all the time. But if that's not something that fits into your budget at this time, I get it. I'm not tripping nor I'm judging. I'm just making you aware that everything you find on Google is not free. It belongs to someone, and that person can actually sue you if you use their original work. And what a shame that would be if your first viral product actually ended up, all that revenue ended up going to someone else and not you. Don't let that be you, money makers. Don't let that be you. And a pro tip with this is to keep a folder with the receipts and the licenses that you pay for. That way, if it ever comes up and you and what you've done ever comes into question, you will be able to produce receipts to show that you thought you were purchasing commercial rights. Next, I want to talk about social media snitches. Even if it's intentional, social media gonna tell on you. Have you ever posted one of your designs on Facebook or Instagram or TikTok and then boom, you have a viral moment? Well, guess who else is watching besides me, you, and your moms? Brand representatives from the companies, your competitors, the haters that watch what you're doing from the back. Even the company AI bots that scan for copyright violations. And trust me, no human is slicker than a computer bot programmed to identify copyright violations. And social media and AI technology is making it easier and easier for those violations to be cited and for them to find the person or persons responsible. So you want to make sure that you don't get caught up that way, even if it is not your intention. So, what's our feasible alternative to this particular one? First of all, post smart. Before you go and post something in your favorite crafting group or you upload it to your Etsy shop or your TikTok shop, telling everybody to go over here and purchase your digital download and stuff like that, ask yourself this question. Now, listen, if you done got this far in the video and you have yet to like and subscribe to my channel, what are you waiting for? I am trying to get to 5,000 subscribers and you can be a part of that journey. I'm working hard on these videos, these business tips, and saving you money so you don't have to spend it. Can you hook your girl up? Subscribe now. Is this design 100% mine? And or did I legally purchase it from a platform or company that has granted me commercial usage rights? Pro tip here, make sure you use some hashtags like commercial license or hashtag original design. This is going to make sure that you have put out in the public that you are not copywriting, and it also helps to protect you in the event that your brand becomes one that someone tries to copyright on. Up next is the one that I fell into, but I only sold a few. Let me tell you something, that does not save you from copyright infringement. And it's one of the biggest myths in our crafting world. I only made a few, so it's no big deal. First of all, copyright infringement does not have a required profit scale or intention. If you sold one item of an unlicensed artwork, you could still be fined, you could still be sued, and you could still be banned from platforms like Etsy and Shopify. And once they ban you, you can never get that back. Now, I'm not telling you that you cannot make your own Chris Breezy bling shirt when you go to his concert, but what I am telling you is to be mindful that posting that unlicensed design in your Etsy shop can cause you some problems if you have not obtained the rights to sell his likeness. And in case you didn't know, his song titles and album covers count in lawsuits for copyright infringement. So, what's our alternative to a situation like this? We can obtain dual licenses because some designs and some platforms, like a Creative Fabrica, will offer you a dual license where you have personal and commercial rights usage. But a pro tip and a great story that I want to share that I recently heard about in one of my crafting groups. Never underestimate what reaching out to the brand or the artist might do. I saw in one of my crafting groups a post from another crafter who is in the business of blinging out alcohol bottles. She created one for a celebrity that was hosting a meet and greet for their new alcohol line in her city. She took it to the event along with her business perspectives, including her pricing, her turnaround time, and the desire to help elevate the celebrity's liquor brand. Now, I'm going to give you one guess who now has an exclusive contract blinging out liquor bottles for the artists at their upcoming album release events happening in several cities in the month of July. Moral of that story is never underestimate the power of inquiring. You just might get a yes and not have to worry about a potential lawsuit. Last but not least, copyright theft actually hurts you because it stops you from developing your own signature style and design pattern. If all you ever give yourself permission to do is trace Mickey Mouse ears or copy Chanel logos from your craft groups, you are never going to tap into and become the artist and creative that you are meant to be. So, the alternative to this one is the easiest one, and that is to invest time in leveling up your design skills. There are tools like Canva, Procreate, and Inkscape. They are user friendly, they're powerful, and worth the investment of your time and your money. Selling one of your items per month will more than pay for the fee to a platform like one of those. Also, learning how to edit or combine existing licensing elements in new ways will make your work stand out in those craft groups, on your Etsy shop, and on your website, and actually even here on YouTube. Plus, it's going to keep your brand fresh and authentic, and it's going to let you continue to evolve and elevate as trends come and go. Your brand is going to stay the same. And lastly, I would tell you watch other YouTubers for inspiration only. Or, for example, if you have a t shirt business, walk through the stores at your local mall to get inspiration of how you can elevate a current trend and put your own little pizzazz on it and make it your own. Know if you've ever had a close call with a copyright situation. It's no shame here, no judgment, it's just lessons. And if you got questions, listen, I'm not a legal expert. I'm just sharing with you all what I've experienced in my small business journey. And if I can help one moneymaker not fall into a pitfall of copyright infringement, then y'all already know what I'm going to tell you. Living in my purpose.
So I hope you found it helpful during the work alone to talk about why copyright infringement is something that you should absolutely not do. Listen, I am not judging. I did it too. I see all kinds of trends and, hot items on TikTok, Facebook groups, the crafting groups, all the things, and all the Etsy shops. And then you think to yourself, well, what's the harm if I make one Disney shirt? What's the harm if, that newest movie that's coming out for Minecraft, I make a birthday kit theme for parties and I could sell them and put them on my Etsy shop. Thousands of people are doing it. Yeah, thousands of people are doing it, but the algorithm is getting smarter. AI is helping these organizations and platforms like Etsy get smarter. And chances are, all it takes is one person to get pissed off because you made something that made money, or they feel like you somehow stole their design, which is a design that actually belonged to Disney. And now they report you, they flag you, and then your Etsy shop that does make you money, that brings you income, gets flagged and taken down. And once they do that, you can never get that back. And so I just say, the benefit of your creativity, that creative that you are. Use those items, use those images for inspiration, but put your flair to it. And don't just go grab the Nike sign and instead of it being black and white, you gonna change it and make it red and purple and green. Don't do that. That is still copyright infringement, and you can get hit with a cease and desist and fines and all of the things that come along with that. Think of it this way. If you take the time to create something unique that came out of your mind, your heart, your dreams, wherever you got your inspiration, and then you looked up one day on Etsy, or you looked up one day while you was watching a YouTube video and an ad pops up and it was your original design being misappropriated, misused, and messed up by somebody that you didn't give permission to do that, you would be upset too. So I can understand where they're coming from. Even though a few months back, I made my very, very favorite member of New Edition pillow, Ralph, love him. And I made that. I made that for me though. I didn't make it to sell it, right? And even though some folks slid into my DMs and said, can I make them one? They pay me for that. I didn't feel right about that, because at the end of the day, I'm taking his likeness and I'm making money from his likeness. Now, if I really think I have a market for that, I might need to do the research and pay the money to become a commercial licensed artist to be able to sell things with his likeness on it. Now, chances of that happening are kind of slim, because honestly, if I meet him, I ain't trying to get permission to sell his likeness on a t-shirt. Trust that. I want more than that, honey. But that is not what this video is about. But my point is, I need to do the work if that's really what I want to go after and do. So I hope that this conversation did not, offend anybody. I hope that you don't, nobody thinks I'm specifically speaking to them and calling them out. I'm not. I'm bringing this up because it is a pitfall of DIY crafters and small business owners that we do it and we don't even realize it. And I just would hate for you to have that product that takes your business to the next level, or to get that order that, just catapults you into, wealth beyond your wildest dreams, only to have all of it taken away because you copyright infringed on someone else's intellectual property. So again, I hope you found the video helpful. My crafting channel is probably a little different than most, because I'm not just here to show you how to make cute things, which I hope I do a good job at, but I also want to make sure that if your desire is to take your love of crafting and turn it into some income, coins, money that can help benefit you and your family, then my purpose in having a YouTube channel has been met. And so it can't always just be about making something cute. Sometimes it's got to be about those honest conversations that help keep us in business so that we can build that generational wealth. All right. Well, that's all I got for today, everybody. Until the next video, take care of yourselves. You can do it. I believe in you. Bye, everybody.